Hey everyone. So I last left you off on my plans on turning the year around or turning around and having a fresh start and everything at the end of June. I finished up sorry, my door opened by itself. But I finished up starting a bunch of new little habits that were working their way back into my life, and it was really good. Like intuitive eating, walking more, stretching, all that stuff. And then for July, I had two very big things that I needed to it was okay if I let those habits go a little bit as long as I kept them in mind and really focused on my other two big tasks. So mid-July, I had my first big 2-day weekend craft fair. Last July, my husband was in the hospital. We couldn't do that one. Last August, there was the hurricane or the tropical storm Deborah that canceled it. And so we were doing a lot of work for that, and then it got canceled. So this July, weather was great. Chris was in good health. I'm really excited to say that that went well. That was mid-July, first 2 weeks of July. All I focused on was that, and then I also had some other work to do. And before that, I was packing. I did a lot of packing of the kitchen stuff and everything, especially when my parents were away. I was able to pack up a lot of the stuff, working on combining our stuff because I was going to move with my parents to their new house, because I live with my parents now in our old house. So I was going to move with them. My husband and I were going to move with them to their new house. So we were thinking about actually combining our stuff and living there indefinitely. And even though we've been living here for some time, we always knew it was temporary. So we didn't combine our stuff. This was still their stuff in their kitchen, and we used their kitchen and stuff like that. So this was going to be a really new, fresh start, different thing for us. After the craft fair, I was really getting more into packing. The pod came and I was packing up a lot of stuff. My husband and I were doing a lot of work. My parents are too old to do that, so we had to figure out the what was possible. We had to make sure they were getting what they wanted, and they were packing what they needed and all of that stuff, and we had to encourage them to keep going through their stuff and packing, because packing stuff sucks. Everybody knows that packing sucks, but I was actually having a pretty good time with it, and I was enjoying myself, figuring out how the bubble wrap. We bought tape guns. My brother sent us a whole bunch of boxes to fill, but we had some better boxes from when we moved. So we actually had the heavy duty boxes. Still had the boxes from our stuff that we kind of had in storage here. And I was moving everything around, and I was figuring out what fit, and I was doing the bubble wrap. I love the bubble wrap. We bought ourselves some tape guns. We bought ourselves some of that big saran wrap, which is if you're moving and you don't get that saran wrap, what are you doing? And get yourself a tape gun. Don't use that chintzy roller thing that the tape usually comes in. Get yourself a tape gun. It's a lifesaver. It is so worth it. And then get yourself the heavy duty boxes. They have 2 layers of the corrugation. Don't waste your time with the 1 layer boxes. It's gonna make you crazy, particularly if you find yourself having to unpack and then repack boxes, which I had to do. I don't want to say anything wrong. I don't want to say anything that's not my business to say. But ... yada yada yada, fill in the blank. We are not doing that now. We didn't put any of our stuff in the pod. Pod's gone. But we packed up the pod, focused, stopped packing all my stuff, which you can clearly see. My stuff is still here. My stuff is in a various stages of packed. There's some boxes that are completely packed, and some that I just like did a hard stop. And I started just focusing on my parents, making sure everything was good for my parents. My parents got everything they wanted, and everything made sense for them, and everything got in the pod thanks to my husband and Carl, which I don't know if you know Carl on this channel, but you definitely know Carl on my other channel, Sea Monster YK. They did all the heavy stuff. I did all the planning. They did all the heavy stuff. This is how we've always worked. Yeah, I was very happy to pack that pod up and make sure my mom got the stuff that she liked, the stuff that she needed, and that my dad got the stuff that he liked and he needed, and whatever. I was going to do some like really in-depth, like how am I choosing what to pack and what not to pack for my papers, because like I know a lot of people here are crafters, and crafters gotta move too sometimes. It's nice to share the process of things. I was really looking forward to showing like how I was packing up all of my stuff, and hopefully I'm still able to do that, because I am still having to move. I just don't know where I'm going to move yet, which is scary, but it's okay. I'm gonna be okay. I'm still going to be packing up my stuff and packing up my papers and packing up my projects and stuff, so I will really try, now that I don't have to do it concurrently with when I'm packing up my parents. I might actually be able to film some of it, because I was not able to film packing up the pod. I would have liked to. It would have been really interesting, and it would have been interesting for y'all to see everything that happened. Basically, in July, I was like, you're gonna be packing and doing all this stuff. I definitely got to work out every day by packing up and stuff, and like being very active, and my brain didn't stop. My brain hasn't stopped for weeks now. My brain, so like yesterday after the pod got picked up, I was like, I don't know what the hell to do with myself now, because I was waking up every day packing, waking up every day labeling things. Every day I had something to do, and like I was actually kind of sad to see the pod go, because like that was my life for a couple of weeks. But I still have lots of packing to do, and maybe I can take a little bit more time to figure out exactly how and the best ways to pack things up for us. But anyway, this is all to say that July I took a pause on a lot of the habits, the walking, and the intuitive eating, and like making sure that I was like going through the steps and the writing and everything. I just took a big pause on that. It is now August 8th, so I have not started yet in August, but I don't see myself starting back up in August either. Still have a craft fair coming up, and we have lots of other things to plan. So that's that. But still, like, mentally, I'm still doing a lot of the things, the cold showers every once in a while. I'm drinking as much water as possible. I'm connecting with my husband as much as possible. Like, we take like big stops, and then like we just connect like socially, like as friends, instead of like as like partners in this big like whatever. And I've been still brushing my teeth with my left hand, and like, so there's some things that are still happening. I'm definitely gonna start walking to the beach again now that I don't have to pack every day. So that's happening. There's things that are happening. My mood took a dip. I'm always on the lookout for, like, I'm at risk for having like some sad girl stuff. That definitely took a dip, but I've been taking care of myself, not letting myself get back to a bad place like I was a couple years ago. But yeah, so sometimes things can happen, and they can happen quickly. I've never been upset with myself with my choices before. There's a little bit of wondering if, but that's it. And yeah, I just got afraid that I'm not recording, so I'm going to check, because Sometimes this button right here gets clicked. Okay, yeah, I'm still recording. But, so, yeah. Oh, I don't know if I'm, like, I think I said in my first video, I'm not weighing myself, but, like, I don't know. I feel a lot better because I feel like I've been a little bit more active and I've not had that, like, same fear response that I've been having when it comes to movement and stuff. So, yeah, I think things are going okay. How are you guys? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. It's been confusing. It's been confusing. I still don't know what's happening, but I'm gonna be okay.